Hi guys and welcome to the circus. So today we have another CFA fight for you guys. Again, this is one of my few first playtests when I'm practicing with my dolls with Silverthorn engine. So right here we are up against Nubatama and we are up against their new VR, which is Shiranui. Alright, so Shiranui is such an iconic name. I don't know if other card games have that kind of unit as well, but they have it in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's pretty cool. And right now it's in Nubatama, which is actually really nice, which is really amazing. I never knew they had a unit named Shiranui, so this is quite a bit of a surprise for me. And yeah, let's proceed. He rode onto the grade 3 searcher and he fetched himself the bird, the annoying bird that discards entire hand cards of your opponent. Alright, so we drew into Carroll luckily, and then we ride onto Linnea, get a quick shield and and then call another Linnea, and then call my grade 3 searcher as well, Masquerade Bunny. Now we fetch ourselves a copy of, what do we fetch? I believe we will fetch a Carroll and discard our quick shield right there. I tried to run the grade 3 searcher here in this build because I've always wanted to try it, but in my next few builds I didn't really run Masquerade Bunny. And right here it got a few positives here and there, and yeah, this is the power of Linnea early game. Right here you can see you have a 13k body which denies quick shields, by the way, and then he checked 2 defensive triggers but doesn't really matter because we are a 16k body plus 5, so it's 21k. It hits over defenses still, and that's pretty nice. Okay, we deal our opponent 2 damage that turn, and then we proceed to our opponent's grade 2 turn. Alright, he rides onto that card which is also in the drop zone. Stealth Beast, I can't capture the name. This little bunny can't read. Alright, so he calls down that unit that calls a log substitution jutsu. That token right there at the back row that gives +5 and then +10 on the other one. Alright, so he gave the +10 behind that unit, the Zangetsu, right? Zangetsu, and then the other 5k one onto the other side. Oh, he called down another grade 3 searcher to fetch another form. This is the other form Shiranui, right? Okay, so he fetched that other unit, which is he really needed that because I believe Shiranui requires a lot of grade 3s in the soul. Alright, so we proceed to the opponent's battle phase, and then what will he swing first? Alright, so he swings with his Vanguard to my Vanguard for 9k. We say no guard, and it checks a grade 2 right there. We check a defensive, luckily draw a card, and then right there his opponent, my opponent can still hit over defensive. That 5k plus that grade 3 searcher, which gives himself +5 right there, and still becomes an 18k, which still hits. I had a lot of Linneas in hand. That's actually not that bad because that soul charge and +5 is really amazing. Now the opponent swings for 19,000 onto my face, and I am guessing we need to guard with one of our Linneas because we have too much already. Alright, so we guard with one Linnea and then proceed to our our grade 2 turn. We ride onto Selvia because once we use Selvia as once we go for our Selvia as our ride, it ensures that we have a target for our Alice to do our shenanigans. We use our Selvia that early, call 2 Linnea, 1 more Linnea and 1 Romy to give more pressure, and then fetch every single Silverthorn using our Romy. Unfortunately, we only got 1, but that's fine. And then we can still gather up put more soul into this have more soul using our Linneas. So we proceed to, I'm guessing we need to call another one. I called another one. Okay, so I called a Amaranth Beast Tamer right there. In this build, I remember I just decided to cut out Jills because I wanted to have Amaranth Beast Tamer instead, because you know, Amaranth Beast Tamer still really works well with dolls, and then it just ensures that you have a way to restart your engine, if that makes sense. All right, so we proceed to okay, so we attack with Linnea. I believe he didn't guard, and then he checked the defensive. We swing with our Selvia and then check a front. He checks on the defensive, which is a heal. It goes off. But our board still can get over defensive pretty well because of Linnea. Linnea is such a good card, bro. It's such a good card. All right, so we proceed to our opponent's grade 3 turn. He rides onto that card that he searched earlier, and then gets himself a Protect 1. Alright, so okay, so he moves, demotes, is that the right term? He moves back the grade 3 searcher, and then he superior rides onto the other Shiranui, which is the demonic stealth dragon Shiranui. I can't catch the name right there. This bunny can't read. Oboro, right? It's Oboro. Shiranui Oboro. Alright, so okay, so he proceeds to calling down his stuff right there, and then okay, he took it back. Okay, so right here he has 2 protect markers in hand, which is nice, but he has less hand cards than I would probably expect, because as I know, Nubatama is such a clan which alters your hand size and just plussing his own. That's at least that's what I experienced, but I don't know how this variant of Nubatama plays, and let's just see what happens. Okay, so I believe he uses that Oboro's skill where he needs a number of grade 3s in the soul to actually work with, right, Lucky? Alright, so he needs another does he need 2 grade 3s in the soul to get 15k? I believe that's how it works, right? Okay, so he uses that new mechanic of Nubatama, which he calls the demonic mask of domination token, which he needs to bind one of my rear guards or one from my drop zone, and then copy the skill, the name, I don't know if it's the name, the skill, the power, the crit, and he can attack from the back row, and that's about it. So right here I'm thinking of what he can copy from my back row, from my units. He just chose Linnea because it's a 13k attacker plus a soul charge, which is actually really nice. I believe Nubatama uses the soul pretty frequently. Okay, so he checks a crit right there, gives the power onto the other side, and then he gave the power onto his Mask of Domination. Give the crit to his Vanguard, and then deal me 2 damage. Okay, he swings. We didn't check a defensive there, unfortunately, but that's fine. He swings for 9k onto my 9k as well. I'm thinking here on intercepting or just taking the damage. I don't really wanna waste my hand, but I have already a back row from I already have a back row for my Vanguard, which is why I chose to guard with Beverly, because we're up against a 12k base, so I guess it's fine. I just tried it out if I don't use Beverly this game. All right, so we take 1 damage right there, and then okay, so he uses that he can attack from the back row from the Vanguard circle, right? So we guard with 24k, and then he soul charges 1, and then okay, so all right, so he now has 2 grade 3s in his soul. All right, so what happened here? Okay, so all right, so 23k, we are at 24k, but okay, so we just used a PG right there. I'm confused why I used a PG. So I just used the front trigger right there that I used to guard earlier for the discard cost of my PG. So we proceed to our first grade 3 turn. I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't catch what was happening when I was about the Mask of Domination token right there. I didn't know why I guarded with what you call it. I guarded with the PG. Okay, so we proceed to our grade 3 turn, right on to Carroll, and then call a what you call it, Alice, and then just go ham because this is the only way to go. I don't have that much hand size right now, so let's just go ham. And then we call our another Carroll from my grade 3 search. That was pretty sweet because it helped me ensure that I will get my engine going, not relying on my Alice right there. And then he checks no defensive still. That's pretty sweet because I can still swing with my 12k unboosted. Okay, so we swing for 12k. We didn't need to boost because I wanna scoop in with Amaranth Beast Tamer. Using that skill from Linnea once again, give +5 and then scoop in our Carroll, and then use Carroll's skill. Okay, so discarding 2 cards, we discard our Rising Dragon and our other copy of Carroll, and then ride onto Carroll once again. And then hopefully we get to check the top 5. We drew to an Alice. That's not what I wanted here, but fortunately we still got another Carroll. So we called Carroll because that's the way to go. Okay, we put everything back and then give +5 to our Masquerade Bunny because we already called a card from Soul. Okay, so he proceeds to taking the damage and then he checks nothing again. Alright, so that's pretty nice. We check, we swing for 12k again, and because he still doesn't have any defensives. Alright, so we swing for 12k with 1 drive, and we can still do some more. We check up front. Alright, so we just take the damage right there. You get for a 1 pass, and then we got the game right there. Unfortunately, we didn't get. I'm sorry about that on that part because I didn't get the shuffle. But either way, I think we still won that because we have a Selvia and Soul and a bunch of silver thorns. So yeah, that's game.